shadows over Sandringham, the York sisters and the breaking point of a slimmed-down monarchy. As the festive season approaches, the image of the British royal family walking to St. Mary Magdalene Church on Christmas morning remains one of the most enduring symbols of the monarchy's continuity and unity. For decades, under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, this pilgrimage was sacrosanct, a non-negotiable display of the family firm, presenting a united front to the world. However, as King Charles III prepares for his second Christmas as monarch, reports suggest that the House of Windsor is facing a festive season defined not by unity, but by conspicuous absence and deep-seated division. At the heart of this developing royal drama is a painful tug of love involving Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. The two sisters find themselves trapped in an impossible position, squeezed between their loyalty to the crown and their devotion to their disgraced father, Prince Andrew. According to emerging reports, this tension has reached a breaking point, with Princess Eugenie reportedly making the decision to reject the king's invitation to Sandringham in favor of a quiet Christmas in Portugal. This decision is being interpreted not merely as a scheduling conflict, but as a significant maneuver to shield herself from the crossfire of a family at war. The Portugal solution and the soft exit. Princess Eugenie's reported decision to remain in Portugal for the holidays marks a significant shift in the family dynamic. Since her husband, Jack Brooksbank, began working in property development at the exclusive Costa Terra Golf and Ocean Club, the couple has split their time between London and the sunny, secluded coast of Maldives. For Eugenie, this location offers more than just a reprieve from the British winter, it offers a sanctuary from the toxicity of royal politics. Sources close to the princess suggest that she is settled in Portugal, far removed from the drama that plagues the Royal Lodge and Buckingham Palace. By choosing to stay south, Eugenie effectively removes herself from the royal fishbowl. In Portugal, she is not Her Royal Highness Princess Eugenie, daughter of the disgraced Duke, but simply a mother to her sons, August and Ernest, and a wife to Jack. This move is being viewed by royal commentators as a soft exit, a way to maintain her royal status while physically removing herself from the daily infighting, much like a quieter, less controversial version of the path taken by the Sussexes. By voting with her feet, Eugenie avoids the excruciating choice that a Sandringham Christmas would necessitate, leaving her father isolated at the royal lodge while she dines with the brother who has exiled him, or skipping the royal gathering to sit with a pariah. The christening snub, a line in the sand. To understand why this specific Christmas is so fraught with tension, one must look at the recent christening of Princess Beatrice's daughter, Athena. Held at the Chapel Royal in St. James's Palace, a venue steeped in royal history, the event was expected to be a joyous family gathering. Instead, it served as a stark barometer of the freezing temperatures within the House of Windsor. Reports confirmed that the senior working royals, King Charles, Queen Camilla, and the Prince and Princess of Wales, were conspicuously absent from the ceremony. Even the Princess Royal, usually a steadfast supporter of family events, did not attend. While official schedules are undoubtedly busy, and the king is managing his energy levels during cancer treatment, the total non-attendance of the monarchy's upper echelon sent a deafening message. For the king and the heir to skip the baptism of a niece's child suggests a deliberate policy of separation. It indicates that the palace communications team is no longer willing to risk the optics of a photograph featuring the king alongside Prince Andrew. The christening marked the first time Andrew and Sarah Ferguson had entered a royal palace since Andrew was stripped of his titles and patronages in October. Their arrival, separately and quietly, underscored their diminished status. By boycotting the event, the senior royals made it clear, where Andrew is, they will not be. The Battle of Royal Lodge. The backdrop to this emotional estrangement is a very literal turf war over the Royal Lodge. Prince Andrew has been under immense pressure from the king to vacate the 30-room mansion in Windsor Great Park, a move that is part of Charles's broader vision for a financially streamlined monarchy. The king has reportedly cut Andrew's security funding and urged him to move into the smaller Frogmore Cottage, the former home of Harry and Meghan. Andrew has steadfastly refused to leave, citing his long-term lease. This real estate dispute has added a layer of territorial bitterness to the family's emotional fractures. For Beatrice and Eugenie, the Royal Lodge is their childhood home and the site of their wedding receptions. It is the place where they would naturally hope to spend Christmas with their parents. However, the atmosphere at the lodge is described as siege-like, with the king's patience reportedly wearing thin. This dispute places the sisters in the center of the conflict. They are witnessing their uncle attempt to evict their father while simultaneously being expected to support the monarchy that is casting him out. It is a scenario where the joy of the holiday season is being overshadowed by reputational management and asset disputes. Prince William's zero-tolerance stance. A critical factor in this isolation is the stance of the Prince of Wales. Prince William is reportedly adamant that his uncle should play no part in the future of the monarchy. Viewing himself as the protector of the brand and looking ahead to his own reign, William appears to have adopted a zero-tolerance policy regarding Andrew's rehabilitation. While King Charles faces the complexity of dealing with his own brother, William's distance seems absolute. His absence from the christening was perhaps the most telling of all, signaling a generational divide. William grew up alongside Beatrice and Eugenie, but his loyalty to the institution, and perhaps his desire to avoid any contamination of his own public image, has created a chasm between the cousins. This puts Beatrice and Eugenie in a painful position. They remain loyal to the crown and have affection for their cousin, but they cannot ignore the fact that he is the primary obstacle to their father's reintegration into family life. Beatrice's heavy burden. While Eugenie has her escape route in Portugal, Princess Beatrice appears to be in a more precarious position. As a counsellor of state who has stepped up gracefully during the recent health crises of both the King and the Princess of Wales, Beatrice has become a good student of the York family, attempting to rehabilitate the name through service. However, if Eugenie stays away from Sandringham, Beatrice faces the firing squad alone. She must decide whether to attend the royal gathering without her sister, leaving her parents truly isolated, or to join the boycott and risk insulting the king she serves as a counsellor of state. If she goes to Sandringham, she validates the exclusion of her parents. If she stays at Royal Lodge, the Yorks are entirely absent from the king's Christmas, cementing their status as pariahs. The consequences of a hollowed-out monarchy. The situation highlights a potential flaw in King Charles's strategy of a slimmed-down monarchy. The king has long championed a smaller core team of working royals, but with the departure of the Sussexes, the disgrace of Andrew, and the potential drift of the York princesses, the monarchy is beginning to look less slimmed down and more hollowed out. The balcony is getting emptier, and the procession to church is getting shorter. A lonely Christmas at Sandringham, missing the vibrancy of the younger generation, serves as a visual representation of the institution's fragility. By isolating Andrew so completely, the king risks pushing away the innocent collateral damage, his nieces, who have historically bridged the gaps in the family. The Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson, has often been the glue holding the York unit together, and her recent reintegration, including joining the church walk last Christmas, suggested a softening of relations. However, the recent snubs suggest that this truce was temporary. Even the comeback kid cannot force the king to embrace her husband. Conclusion. As December 25 approaches, the York sisters are navigating a minefield of loyalty, duty, and public perception. They are the peacemakers in a war they did not start, burdened with the task of soothing family divisions that appear unsuitable. Princess Eugenie's potential absence from Sandringham is a powerful statement of self-preservation, a choice to prioritize her own nuclear family and mental peace over the rigid demands of the firm. The tug of love is no longer just a tabloid headline, it is a genuine crisis of loyalty that threatens to mar the festive season. The king's strategy of isolation may solve the immediate problem of public optics regarding Prince Andrew, but it is creating a lonely reality for the monarchy, stripping away the extended family that once provided its warmth and depth. Whether Beatrice follows her sister's lead or stands alone at Sandringham, this Christmas promises to be a defining moment for the future shape of the British royal family.